Not really, but don't go anywhere. There has been a very potent debate recently about the animation quality of Amazon's original adaptation
If the show's called Invincible, then why can I see it?
And I have to admit, at face value, I see where they're coming from.
I thought you were someone else.
But that's only on a base level. And yes, I'm saying you are not looking into Invincible's animation right. But that isn't your fault, and I don't necessarily blame you for thinking that way. Let me explain. This is actually going to be the least important part of this video. You'll see. All I have to point out is the vaguely noticeable improvement in Invincible's animation, such as aspects like shading, fighting, stuff that's all kind of just seen general improvements, walking, stuff like that. CGI. Well, oh no, not CGI. CGI is not much better, but the idea is still the same. It's gotten better, or at least to me it has. But there is one aspect of Invincible's animation that I think saw the least improvement, and it's the part most people point out, and that would be the
I went through just as much as you and Rex. More even.
Flying in Invincible, whether it's Mark flying, an alien getting launched through the stratosphere, the Immortal doing that, flying in Invincible is just generally not the best. And if you're like me, you probably didn't know why at first. Well, I'll tell you what, it's because it's lifeless. And what is lifeless in this scenario? Well, the character just kind of sits there. Like, take the scene with the Immortal, for example. He just kind of slides away. He doesn't lean when he starts moving away. He doesn't bob around. The PNG just goes from one point to the other. That's not good. I don't like that I'm 2 minutes in and I'm already on page 3. Or I'm already halfway through page 2. That's concerning. Now, you're on either one of two boats about this. You either saw that and thought, yeah, that is horrible animation. It's lazy. Or you thought, oh, I didn't even notice that until you brought it up. And neither of those are wrong to think, but let's just go through this. On the side of this animation just sucks absolute wiener, I get that. And to be honest, they're fair to say that. They're right. This animation does not look amazing. But I personally think that you might believe this due to an anime-based bias. Most people I have seen complain about the animation are all fans of animes like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, both animated by MAPPA. And MAPPA is, if you weren't aware, an evil-ass company with some pretty fuck-ass conditions. Or, to make it more obvious, MAPPA is very bad to its animators. And non-Western shows are just generally known to have some pretty good animation. Most of the time. But my point is still clear, and even then, some Western animated shows, more specifically X-Men 97, is known for its very good animation. What I'm getting at is Invincible animation from the eyes of a typical anime fan, someone like me or the average TikTok goer, is subpar at best and complete ass at worst. And that's fair. But let's look at this from the perspective of a guy who said, I didn't even notice all that. I think this perspective is the perspective of the more typical media watcher. And I think this boat has the most people, and it's full of people who honestly just don't give a shit. The person who watches something with beautiful animation like Jujutsu Kaisen, and then goes off to watch the first episode of Blue Lock Season 2, and doesn't notice anything's wrong. Or, these are people who are in it exclusively for the story. Both are completely fair. But in this situation, who gives a shit what Invincible looks like? Invincible is generally considered to have a good story that doesn't dip too much in quality, so animation doesn't matter as much as long as you have a good story, which is a completely good viewpoint to have. I like that. I respect it. Now, with that said, it's pretty easy to say, Milkman, how the fuck do you know that's true? And why are you so confident that you're right? And to that, I'd tell you that I went out and did my own experiment just to prove it. I went and asked my buddy Ty what he thought of Invincible's animation. And what you have to know about Ty is that he loves anime. He's obsessed with Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. And he just generally enjoys anime. And this is what he had to say on the topic of Invincible.
Ty, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Invincible's animation is bad?
Recently, from what I've seen, yeah. Season 1? No.
Why?
There's a massive difference.
That is fine. Follow-up question. How often do you watch anime?
Yes.
This answer will suffice.
And now here's my friend Trooper, who is much more invested in average television, aside from Naruto. But that franchise isn't known for its animation, all things considered, so I don't put him in the same boat as Ty.
Trooper, I have a question. You think Invincible has bad animation?
I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't notice the bad parts of the animation. The main fight scenes were beautiful because they focused on those more, I believe. But overall, I didn't mind the change-up. It's Invincible.
Thank you. Follow-up question. Do you watch anime very often?
I'm rewatching the Naruto series right now. I'm like 100 episodes in.
I will reiterate. Have you seen Mappa animated anime recently? Acclaimed for good animation.
No, I watched JJK in early 2024, I believe. Milkman, so what if your friends exemplify your points perfectly and give good context to why the climate of animation has been heavily skewed by anime? The animation still looks bad. The animators are clearly being lazy. What do you have to say to that? Well, to that I'll say, watch back what I just said and I'll answer your entire first point. But to the bit about animators being lazy, let's take care of that real quick. Most people tend to hear about how animators are poorly treated, and you just heard me echo the same point. But exactly how are they mistreated? Well, most animators are given some extremely strict deadlines to work with. For example, supposedly, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, a feature-length film with animation like this,
七海さんここは私が
was completed in 4 months. And if you don't understand why that's insane, according to this website I just discovered and did no background checks of, Pixoon, an average 5 minutes of 2D animation takes 4 to 5 months. An entire movie completed in the time that it takes an average person to make 5 minutes of animation. And like I said, Mappa has some particularly awful working conditions. But standards like that are put on mostly every animator. So oftentimes, animators will cut corners on less important scenes so they can save time and make deadlines more achievable. I mean, for fuck's sake, Invincible literally has a joke in Season 2 dedicated to addressing that.
Sorry, animation takes a long time.
Oh, I can't imagine how much work it must be for those fight scenes.
Yeah, those take a while, but we cut corners in other places to make it manageable. You ever notice that sometimes whoever's speaking has their mouth off camera so you never see their lips moving?
Huh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, or we'll cut to the back of someone's head while they're talking for the same reason. Other times we'll do a wide shot, slowly pan across it. It looks like it's animated, but it's so far away, you don't notice. Nothing's moving. The best part is, because all these scenes have limited animation, we can make the drawings even better. But sometimes the artists get carried away and it kind of looks like a different show. It's crazy what you can get away with. Thanks for coming by.
So I'm clearing that up right now. Animators are almost never at fault for the quality of their work. And now that I have that cleared up, let me answer the question that this video posed.
You killed them!
I didn't mean to.
Nah. It's honestly fine, all things considered. Most people who notice the bad parts of it are people who are very accustomed to the greatness of anime and other non-Western cartoons. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying peak, but that being said, not many animation studios can or even try to achieve that status. Invincible is not overtly ass, but it's not overtly great either. It's just kinda average. Although, in a superhero show, it would be nice to see some good animation. But, once again, it's honestly just not an end-all be-all. At least not to me. Alright, rant over.